Hey guys, Coach Ben here, bigbenchas.com, and today we're going to talk about how to stack your elbows for a stronger bench press. A common issue that I see with bench pressing, which ends up taking you out of position in terms of creating stacked elbows and leaking a ton of force, is overtucking the elbows. And what happens when we overtuck the elbows, it's usually a product of overdoing bending the bar cue, or you are just simply thinking about tucking your elbows, which is something that you don't want to do as a raw bench press athlete. Overtucking your elbows is commonly due to that cue, tuck your elbows, getting thrown around. And that really stems from equipped lifting. When you're in a bench shirt, you need to tuck your elbows. However, when it comes to raw bench pressing, you need good stacked wrist position over elbows. You don't want your elbows riding in under the bar or not lining up with your wrist. That's going to dump force. That ends up happening for people that end up overdoing that bend the bar cue or are looking to create some sort of stability, but they're not doing that with their back. So I'm going to show you what that looks like and how we're going to go about correcting it. So when we go and overtuck our elbows, it's going to change our forearm angle. You're going to see our elbows really end up in front of our wrists in a poor position. We're not going to be in a good stacked position. So what that ends up looking like is this. So you can see my forearm position heavily pointing backwards, and you see when I hit chest level, a lot of times what ends up happening is the elbows have to flare back to a stacked position before I go and get this bar moving. So you'll oftentimes see an overtuck position and then a heavy shift to these elbows flaring out before the bar even starts to move. And obviously that causes a ton of issues. Why that occurs, again, if you're cueing yourself to tuck your elbows, I would stop that immediately. If you're thinking about bending the bar and creating stability, a lot of times what happens is you go and bend the elbows as a way to try to create stability, almost like you're smashing your tricep into your lats in order to stay more stable. And we don't want to do that. We want to make sure that we're creating stability through our back and we're getting sufficient lat tension. So if you're someone that's prone to overtucking the elbows a bit when you think about bending the bar, my cue for you is think more about spreading the bar, as if we were creating a band pull apart type motion. That's how we are going to create our stability, all right? And we want to make sure that we're lifting our chest heavily to the bar. We want to really reach, and that is going to help activate your upper back and get your lats in play as well. So instead of thinking bend the bar and you end up over rotating on your arms, which is typically what you'll see, right? You'll see a lot of forearm movement, as opposed to if you execute this cue correctly with your back, that's all the motion I'm going to see. Okay, this is me squeezing the bar, bending the bar with my back, versus if I was to disconnect from the back and bend the bar. You see an excess rotation of the arms, and that's what causes that tuck into the press. Instead, if we can't execute a good bend the bar with our back, what we're going to do is think about spreading the bar, and it's going to change things a little bit. We're not going to be in this over rotated position. So we're going to spread the bar, and we're going to think reach, and then row the bar down and think punch elbows wide. So we're thinking about spread the elbows, rip this bar apart, reach towards it, and that's how we're going to go and execute our bench press if you're prone to having that over rotation. So there you have it, guys, a simple cueing correction in order to take yourself from that over rotated arm position that's going to cause early flare and cause issues. We're simply going to think about spreading on that bar, creating our tension this way, punch our elbows wide, and reach our chest heavily to the bar. In time, as you gain more back control, you start to get used to the bending the bar cue without overdoing it, with more connection to your back. Because again, if you bend the bar with your back, there's less rotation through the arms. If you see this excess rotation, then something's going on. The reaching the chest to the bar cue is going to help in terms of creating that loading sensation. So for those of you who end up in this tuck position trying to create stability, lifting the chest and having that focus is going to help do that for you. So all it takes is a couple different cue changes and you'll be bench pressing a lot more efficiently and you'll see those numbers go up. Coach Ben here. And you know where to find me. You can meet me. Thanks for watching the video. If you want to learn more about how to increase your bench press, consider joining us in our Better Benching Academy. To learn more, simply click the link down below in the description box or visit bigbenchas.com/BB Academy. I'll see you there.